I have a right mind to start the show when you just have chocolate in your mouth.
Where's my pad? I don't know where it is. What do I do with that?
Oh, God. It's right here behind the thing. We're starting the show. Y'all, this is Reality Gaze. Poodle's high on chocolate. He's not even sat down. He doesn't know where the fuck he
fine.
is. Oh, if you're watching the intimate portrait, he's got crazy eyes. He keeps eating chocolate. No more chocolate.
Turn off timey.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé. Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown. 90-day Beyonce. Marrying someone you only met on your phone. Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's Reality Gaze.
Let's love.
He's fucking
I want
crazy
to fly
today.
blind.
Wow. Golly, I feel like I need prep for this podcast episode because I don't know
Did it send?
What send? Yeah, the videos got sent. Yeah, we sent it all.
It's like my third packet of these, or more like fourth. I wonder if any boys are talking to me.
I'm going to throw your phone across the room if you pick it up.
This is
Any time of
Reality
this show.
Gaze. Season Happily Ever After, Season 7, Episode 10, Part 2. Give me just visual, sir.
God. You're just going to black out tonight around 9 p.m. with just chocolate all over your face.
It's going to, one of two things is going to happen. I'm going to be soothed to sleep by chewing on a dick, or I'm going to be I'll have a combination of alcohol and chocolate, and one will win out. I've had so much Halloween candy today.
And
I don't allow myself to have it.
And didn't you have some last night?
Yes.
Did you sleep well, or is it
No.
It was fitful?
No.
You are always
Didn't
fitful
sleep
when
well
you
last
sleep.
night.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes I sleep well.
You don't look it. You don't look like you're tired. You don't.
I want to scratch your eyes out.
No,
right
I
now.
gave you a compliment.
No, I generally just want to scratch your eyes out all the time.
Y'all, I'm wearing, if you're watching the
You have one
Intimate,
of those faces.
if you're watching the Intimate Port, I'm wearing our Clinique Foundation, which is our sponsor right now. That's my skin, on my skin.
I thought you looked a little womanly.
Thank you.
Ooh, that drink is strong.
Y'all, KKC, she's doing a live show on December 3rd.
We're just going right into announcements.
We're going to be there on December 3rd. We're going to do a little bit with her. Also, some of you are asking, I am going to reach out to them, but I've had it with Pumps and Angie Pumps and Jennifer Welch. I'm going to reach out to them, but we are going to do a collab with them. I'm going to reschedule that probably sometime in maybe November. We've got some good collabs
Mid-November, I think.
November.
Yeah, we have some collabs. We're doing So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey again. I think that might be the first time. I know I've been on his show.
We did one together, I thought.
Did we?
I feel like we did.
Maybe a segment.
I'm worried, though, because you're in a whole new era of him after your last conversation, and I'm worried you're going to hit on him in our show.
I can't promise that. He said really suggestive things on Twitter to me.
I need screenshots of that for proof. I don't believe you.
Oh, it happened.
I want to see that.
And you should see the DMs.
I don't want to see that, but I do want to see the screenshots of public use in front.
Okay.
All right. Also, y'all, Nikki Levy, Don't Tell My Mother, her podcast is actually a live theatrical show as well. I'm going to be guessing on that.
A live theatrical show.
I think she's requested we still talk about, but I think I probably will be talking about Liz Claiborne shoes.
Yes.
That's going to be on Saturday, November 9th at Dynasty Typewriter. It's a matinee at 3 p.m. in Los Angeles.
There's a whole lineup.
Yep. Go to our link tree. There is with people I don't know. There's a link tree link in that our link tree. I'm putting those links on it so y'all can go to our link tree and buy the tickets for those shows. Kate Casey's is at the Improv here in Los Angeles.
Hollywood Improv.
Hollywood Improv. Let's be honest, we love Kate Casey, but we also agreed because it's close.
That's one of the best things about it.
When she said it's at the Improv, and I was like, oh, Jake will be there.
Sold.
Jake will be there.
Sold.
And the drinks are strong at the Improv.
Very. It's
Okay.
a comedy club. They have to be.
Y'all, we're having, y'all, we had our watch and chat today. You missed it. It was 2 days ago. Sorry.
No.
Started to bring it up.
Wait, no.
This is part 2. This airs on Monday night. It was 1 day ago.
You know our YouTube Live.
What did I say?
Watch and chat.
Oh, I meant YouTube Live. Yeah, our YouTube Live. Our watch and chat.
You're
though,
already confused. This is going to be real good.
Our watch and chat. I'm going to talk about this more probably in the second part of after the commercial. But y'all, we're going to do a watch and chat of one of my favorite, a seminal. Is that the word?
Seminal vesicle film.
Well, for me, a seminal film.
A seminal film.
Of my gay identity is Sordid Lives, which it starts with us a seminal. I just got that.
That's my life.
Hey, there was something you didn't get on the on our YouTube Live. It took
Well, now
you like 5 minutes.
I'm coked up on chocolate.
Golly, you were going down and getting kind of normal, and now you're just wee. Oh, that's you right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fine.
So
I got this idea. See,
yeah. So I'm going to be doing that watch and chat via Discord. It's going to be you've got to be a member of our Facebook group for that because they know how. Because if you don't know how to do it, someone else in the Facebook group can explain it to you.
Yeah.
Don't Instagram message me. I don't know how. So
I'm gonna talk you through it.
There'll be a post in our Facebook group about it.
Sissy Squad.
In the Sissy Squad. We have fun in there. And almost 10,000 members strong. So join the Facebook group if you haven't. And we'll put it and then it will start. Discord is its own separate app. Discord is not an app in Facebook. And you just look at your computer and say, Facebook, take me to Discord.
You're gonna have a real good time with this.
Yeah, y'all.
I used to do these. Y'all remember before you reach out and you have a question.
Maybe we have a sissy who will volunteer as my Discord debutante.
No.
Can I have a Discord? I'm taking volunteers.
You're gonna actually let them figure it out themselves.
You can volunteer. And anytime I have somebody that message me, I'll say you need to contact my Discord debutante.
What?
Someone who my volunteer.
I thought you was debutante.
Yes, that's what I said.
I thought you said P like deputy.
Oh, I like that better. Discord deputy. I like that.
That makes better sense.
And I can put a star on their chest. Ding! Anyway, we're going to watch. It's on Hulu, so we're very excited. The movie's going to start at 5:05 sharp.
Oh, you're doing sharp?
Well, 5:05 sharp.
Mm-hmm.
We all get together at 5, and then at 5:05, we all press play together. So don't jump in and say, I started the movie, I'm on this part. You'll be behind. You'll be ahead. You'll spoil people.
No, that's part of the fun. People say, what I missed? They're like half the movie.
When you're going to find out about Wardale's fake leg before the rest of us do.
Yeah, people. The best thing about your chat. Say, like, time code?
Time. Yeah,
There's always some bitch. Time.
I'm gonna make my Discord deputy the one that refers to the time code. I like that. We should have done that with you. You should have had a Discord deputy.
I didn't want to do that to anyone. Honestly.
I don't mind. We're only doing this like once. It's just a one-off. Don't expect it to happen every.
We did it when the pandemic was in full swing, when no one was leaving their house.
Now Poodle's getting dicked down on Saturday night, and let's be honest, I'm sitting alone watching a comic book movie in a theater. Anyway, there is big news in the comic book corner this week.
Okay, tell us.
Big news.
Tell us. Is it that big, or will I consider
it's Maddie's Comic Corner.
No, you can't take the same theme.
Well, if you
need to rewrite.
If
you need to come up with a theme of your own.
If you don't write a theme and perform it, so I can drop it in the episode.
The theme has already been.
I wanted
decided.
it on the piano. I wanted you to play. You never did what I wanted. I just wanted to support your corner.
Okay, you can't. But you can't take my trope of it.
Well, it's a big deal that
Okay, go ahead with your comic book
the
corner.
movie Black Adam came out, which was a lot of people don't. I saw the movie. The movie is fine. If you're a comic book nerd, it's not a great movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like they threw in everything but the kitchen sink. But David Zanuck of Discovery Warner Brothers doesn't fucking care because it was the highest grossing premiere they've had of any DC comic book movie in a long time.
Well, people love The Rock, too.
And people fucking love The Rock. And The Rock is made for the role.
Right.
And The Rock wanted the role. He's been working on this film for like 15 years. Well, the big thing that came out is at the end is Henry Cavill did a cameo as Superman.
Oh.
Which he is. Don't get me started on that. If y'all want to talk to me about how Zack Snyder killed Superman, I will gladly tell you why he did a disservice to that hero. But the turns come to find out. I'm just glazing over. That's what I do, and I just kind of say yes and act interested. Welcome to what I do. And so, but they turns come to find out. The Rock was one of the reasons why they didn't want to bring Henry Cavill back as Superman. And The Rock said, not doing it if we don't bring Henry Cavill back as Superman.
Wow.
So that is why. And so Henry Cavill was on Instagram and he even tweeted, he said, I'm excited for a joyful Superman, which people feel like is bringing back more of a Christopher Reeve era of Superman, which a lot of people are excited about.
Who are we directing it?
We don't know how Superman is coming back. There are rumors I actually would like this. There are rumors that there is going to be a Trinity film. The Trinity arc is a big thing. One of the best. One of the better.
Trinity the drag queen.
Trinity the drag. I wish. One of the best comic book runs is it's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and that's a Trinity book of kind of how they are doing. But anyway, if they make a Trinity movie, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Because there's a lot of great stories they can take from that.
Batman at a whole different thing, though?
So here's another. This is part of Comic Book Corner. It's like, what are they going to do with Ezra Miller? Because this guy is beyond, I say the word problematic. No, he's assaulted people.
Well, and he was thinking about starting his own cult in New England.
Yeah, like Ezra Miller needs to not be the Flash. But the thing is they made this movie Flashpoint, and if you don't know anything about comic book nerd stuff, but Flashpoint basically in the 70s and 60s and 70s, the comics got so convoluted and it was so confusing. Flashpoint basically kind of rewrites history and kind of, so they're thinking that Flashpoint is what combines all the different fucking Batmans. Michael Keaton was going to be in it. Ben Affleck. Robert Pattinson. They were going to kind of like, because they're like, well, if they do a Trinity movie, what Batman are
George Clooney.
Probably not George Clooney. Not George Clooney. So now, though,
probably not Val Kilmer.
Now they've made this movie and spent all this movie, and it's in the can, and they're in post in this movie, and now they're like, ugh, how do we get rid of Ezra Miller as the Flash? Because they're not going to do what they did in Batgirl and just get rid of the movie and count it as a loss. It's too big of a loss. So we don't know, but the good news is Henry Cavill's back as Superman. I think he's a great Superman, and I'm excited under new direction. And that's Maddie's Comic Corner.
You will not take my style.
You know what? If you write a theme, I wanted you to write it on the piano. I was going to do sound effects. I really wanted a good Broadway theme. I just want to support you.
I'm imagining grabbing your face and pulling it off right now. That's how coked up I am on chocolate right now. If you've ever been with someone who's done a lot of coke, there's like, I have the best idea. And y'all, if you've been with someone who's done a lot of coke, whatever they say after I have the best idea is going to be cuckoo crazy. And they're going to think it's the best idea they've ever heard.
Yeah, they are. You're like that without coke.
I know. Yeah. Let's talk about the show. All right.
Kim and Usman. All right. So, speaking of getting coked out on... Usman's just eating sugar cane.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he was eating sugar cane.
Okay, I didn't know what that was.
Felt phallic to me.
I like it. He's like, I got you this. She's like, no.
No. I don't need sugar. I just need your kisses.
Oh, so y'all, let's just revisit what happened. We had the whole situation last week with the mother and Farouk and Muhammad rejecting her as a possible wife. Definitely a first wife.
Yes.
Yeah. But they said you could be the second wife, a potential second wife.
Potential second wife. Usman is still saying, again, he starts the episode and says, the reality is, if I'm the one to stay in the relationship, I'm the one who will sacrifice the most.
Yes. He lives in his
Fuck
own
off.
world.
Fuck off.
He still thinks that he's the biggest star in the world.
He's also, honestly, like, he's cutish, but to me, he looks like Great Value Usher. Like, he's not that cute. I know
I
he's got
agree.
his yammy, but he's not that hot.
I
He
think,
acts like he's fucking Jamal.
I agree, but he knows
She knows.
he knows that she thinks that he is a real prize.
Say that again.
He knows that she knows. He knows that she thinks he's a real prize.
You're so coked out. You're saying this and your eyes are just spitting.
Oh yeah, I've had so much chocolate.
Great. I'm glad you completely have just
Again, I'm
ruined-
trying to think of ways to hurt you.
You know,
right
I
now.
just want to have a quality show for people.
That's not impossible. But the show's never been quality. Also,
fair.
I don't think that's ever been our checklist.
No. So Kimberly says, she's like, when I establish boundaries, she says he gets it. I kind of agree with her at this. She said, when I establish a boundary, he gets offended. Now, and I wrote, you're right. I want to say, though, her boundary's absurd
Right.
and ridiculous. But she'll say, and he agrees to them.
I agree.
So I understand her thinking. She's completely irrational and not irrational. She's completely just not reality at all.
Also someone who's trying to create boundaries in a culture that is patriarchal.
Agree. Like, yes.
Now-
it's Kim versus Nigerian culture.
Right.
And we
So-
even see in Love is Blind, this is a big deal. Like, this is starting to come up in Love is Blind with SK and Raven.
And what I want to say is, it's okay to say I have these. She keeps trying to use term like I'm establishing a boundary. The thing here, the thing what she's realizing is she is not strict with her boundaries. She will adhere to them and then let them go.
Well, she lets them go, or there's also no, she's codependent. So there's no, when
Right.
Usman breaks a boundary, she gets angry, but then she completely just rolls over.
And
also, technically, this boundary is a boundary she set with her and Usman. It's Usman's mom that is moving. She
Exactly.
has no boundaries with, like, she has
No, there's no relationship
with her.
But I just want to say it is a very Western thing to say, I've set a boundary into the culture you're coming into.
Yeah.
It shows an ignorance.
I want to even say more, that's a very American thing to say,
Yeah.
I've set a boundary.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of Canadians that are showed up and going to Nigeria and saying, oh, I set a boundary, eh?
Well, I think when I say Western, I
I know what you mean.
I mean something Western in the way that not taking into account someone else's culture.
Yeah.
Um,
And I say American because Kimberly is even not as bad as baby girl Lisa, but it's still perpetuating this idea of like, I'm an American woman. I will not be told what to,
Right.
and it's ridiculous.
And I'm not saying one or whichever is right. I'm saying where she is, the reality of where she is, she's not seeing reality.
No.
And saying a phrase like, I'm setting a boundary, doesn't mean shit.
it doesn't to Usman
'Cause they're
but
not speaking the same
It might
language.
to him, but it doesn't matter because it's not even about
No.
him. It's his family.
No.
By the way, because we talked about this on a Page show, or we talked about it maybe on Below Deck, we did not talk about it on this show, y'all. Baby girl Lisa came for us about an Instagram post.
She did.
Of where we were doing an impression of her, and she loved it.
This is funny. It's the funniest thing I've seen
She
today.
did
I need to laugh.
She did a laughing. She thought it was hilarious. And I turned to Jake and I said, did you ever think we live in a world where baby girl Lisa gets the joke, but Amber from Love is Blind comes for us?
Hated us and
Oh.
basically called us misogynists.
Yes.
Because we said something that she was still trying to pay off her Sephora
We
bill.
used her own joke. We used her own joke in her own show. God.
Yeah.
They're get y'all
Humorless.
The cast of Love Is Blind though is getting it. That's we were just talking.
No, this cast gets it.
And y'all, we get a Netflix media pass, so you haven't watched yet. But we were talking. I was talking about this. Did I talk about some of the first show already? Oh, the season.
Don't talk about the show.
Y'all, Love Is Blind. There's not a dud episode. It's so good. It's so good. Everybody watches that show.
I want more M&Ms.
You're fucking bumped right now. Anyway, y'all, if you're not watching Love Is Blind, what are they, Poodle? What was I saying?
I was listening.
You've got to be present for the show.
I am!
If you're not watching Love Is Blind, you're doing it wrong, y'all.
That's what I mean.
You're doing it wrong.
That's what I said.
It's so good.
Don't you have your iPad?
I haven't had it the entire time for 3 hours now. I've been looking at the notes on my phone.
I mean, today.
No, it's dead.
Oh, you need to get a new one. Fine. Let's move on. So she's basically says, do you like it when she said, she texts him and says, and she goes, she lumbers over to him in her normal Kim walk.
She does.
And she goes, sit down. Let me talk to you for a minute. Please.
Please.
Every time she realizes, it's like she hears herself a little bit, and she realizes she's an overbearing asshole.
She can be overbearing.
And she has to correct herself by saying, "Please, sit down. I'm going to talk to you for a second."
And Usman finally says,
"I'm going to talk at you."
They're talking about. He's like, "Let's forget this." He said, "Let's call and let's have my brother."
A beautiful woman.
He said, "Let's have my mom show up with Mohammed. That's my older brother who's easier to convince.
Which this is
and
a good
he'll
idea.
convince my mom." He's like, "Let's do that." He's like, "And then I can tell them that you're compromising too." And Kimberly's like, "I have to pick my battles." And she's like, and right now the biggest battle is his face. She said, "Okay, so," and she said to him, she's like, yesterday I didn't get to show them the charming, wonderful person that it's Kimberly. I didn't get to show them that. I didn't get to show them that. But that means, hopefully I can show them, but if that means that I have to leave Nigeria single, then it's what it is." And I thought,
No, that's not. It's not. It is what it is.
I thought, that's a weird way to look at that. If I was in this situation, I would say, if that means I have to leave Nigeria, and I would think if I have to let go of the person I love, it would be about losing them.
Well,
but I just want to
no.
kind of, she said being single, so it's about her.
She's halfway through bargaining
And what people think
and
about her.
retaining some sense of her own ego.
Yeah.
That's the problem. She has these moments of clarity where you can see right through her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, she is, I will say it, I'm not loving all of it, but she is wonderful television, and she's fascinating to watch. I love watching her on Hay.
She is cripplingly self-unaware.
And it's the best reality TV.
Cripplingly. I'm a little drunk.
Wow. You're sugared and a little drunk because that vodka was strong.
Cripplingly.
Wow. Can you be a professional? Can you be a professional?
I am performing right now. And hopefully I'll perform later.
Oh, I just need to get this done, y'all. Jesus. All right. In the words of Celine Dion, it's a new day, everybody.
They're meeting Mom and Muhammad, and y'all, she's kind of spiraling on the way there. You know what?
Good.
I think it's time for another
We
installment.
didn't plan this. Apparently, you're on a sugar high.
Reality gaze theater.
Well, I hope.
This is gonna be all yours, basically.
Great.
So, do it. I have faith in you.
No, you don't.
That may be true as well. But
Wow.
but if you fail, you'll fail spectacularly.
You didn't say that word correctly. You can't talk.
Spectacularly. Spectacularly.
No
So
more
they're in the
sugar.
car. I'll be playing the role of Usman. You'll be playing.
He's eating 10 bags of M&M's, y'all.
You'll be playing the role of Kimbali.
All right.
And they're talking about. They're talking about what they're going to do when they meet Muhammad and Mommy.
Yes. All right.
So-
And Action.
All right, if you just listen to me,
Okay. It's
going
going
to be fine.
Here, what you do. All right. Tell me what to. All right. Hold my hand. Hold my hand.
What?
Please. Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Okay. Thank you. You're holding my hand wrong. No, you don't hold it right like that. Hold it again. Hold it again.
Can you say it nicer?
Thank you. Please hold my hand. Please hold my hand. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let's sit down.
So remember,
where's your mom gonna sit?
Don't talk.
Where's your mom gonna sit?
Don't talk until someone else talks.
Okay. Talk until somebody. Okay. Put it on me. Put this on me.
Okay,
Please.
we can put it on your
Please.
body this
Put it on my
time.
please. Okay, put it
because
on
you're
my body.
covering up everything.
What?
It's okay.
What?
You're
not gonna
covering
put it
up
over my
everything.
Hair? You're not gonna put it over my hair?
No, I'm not going
put
to.
Put it over my hair.
No,
But
you
tell me
look
you're gonna
great.
put it-
You look great.
What? I do?
Yeah.
I do?
You look beautiful.
I look. Stop. You're telling me I look pretty. You're telling me I look desirable. Okay.
So just show them who you are.
It's going to be you. And Muhammad's coming, right? Muhammad.
Only Muhammad.
Muhammad, okay.
I
As
have
long as
gotten-
Muhammad is here,
I
I'm
have
okay.
gotten from
I'm feeling very
strict authority that it's only going to be Mom and Muhammad.
Okay, because I'm feeling very anxious right now.
Can we pray together?
Okay, you know what? Okay, let's pray. Let's pray.
Father,
Mm-hmm.
Father, help us as we go through this
Yes.
today.
Mm-hmm.
Help Kimbali to make a good impression on Mama.
And that bless your mother. Don't do.
Yeah, and
forget
bless
about that.
my mom.
Please.
Bless
please.
my mother.
Okay. Okay.
Bless me as I go through this as a superstar of Africa.
Oh, yeah, superstar. Hopefully, I can be your potential first wife. And amen. Now,
And-
look, I know what we can do.
Yeah.
We need good energy. We
Okay.
need good energy. And you know what works? Super Blossom Body Spray from Kimberly. If you get your Super Blossom Body Spray, we put just 3 sprays, and it cleanses your energy with jasmine, cedar, vanilla. You'll go from potential to first wifey.
Wow, that smells like the inside of a Nigeria cat house.
That smells good.
Wow.
Okay, it's going to be fine. Okay, here
Okay,
they
so
come.
here we go.
Here they come. I'm ready.
Oh, here comes Farouk.
Whoa. I did not expect this.
And scene.
Her face when Farouk showed up. It was
This whole segment here was watching her spiral, and watching what's interesting is he can calm her down.
He can.
And I think there are very few people in her life who can do that. Probably her son,
Jamal,
her mother, and because I guarantee you,
I don't think her mom calmed her down. I think her mom got at her.
She's one of these people in a life that is just ruled by anxiety.
Well,
I can't even imagine.
That makes another great reality star in that Darcy is ruled by anxiety. So is Stacey, but they manifest it in different ways. I just was in a store and I didn't realize the number 1111 is a manifesting number. I didn't know that.
Yes.
And so I was in a store in
House of 11
in Laguna Beach, and it was like crystals and all that, and there was all this
This is the
1111 stuff, and it was like that manifest.
That's the most Los Angeles thing, California.
Y'all,
A manifesting store.
I'm getting so woo woo. I had a tarot reading and everything. It was great.
So, y'all, Farouk does walk in, and she's about to shit her pants.
Yeah.
Usman needs to go to battle for me.
She's like, dear
Surprised
God,
to see you here today.
dear God, please let everything okay.
Surprised to see you here today.
Mom is already side eyeing.
Yeah. Boy, her stink eye is in effect.
And she says, Kimberly says, last time didn't go good. And she said that to them. She's like, last time we were here, it didn't really go well. You didn't see me. She's like, I love him. I truly love him. Yeah. And she said, and this was the smartest thing she did. She said, started talking about her family. And she said, Usman, show me pictures of my family because they don't know if she's fucking racist.
And and it just took that. Not even. I think the racist part is definitely there. If it's a white woman who's going to kind of almost feel like she's owning her son, like they felt last time.
But because BGL gave off those vibes.
And this lets her know the fact that she has a son who either looks or identifies as black means that she knows she has some kind of context.
She has a
deal.
Like if Usman's children come over to see her father, she knows what it's like to have a black child.
Yeah, she understands the context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was in a
They
way,
said Jamal. They said he's our type.
that
they said.
actually, like, it. And I don't know if it warmed.
It was
my
kind
heart,
of sweet,
but it was moving to see, and it was really, and it was strategic as hell and smart.
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
Kimberly to show
and she
them that.
said, and this is when I was in the military, and the brother Farouk,
Farouk.
they had both been in the military apparently. Usman has been in the military. Farouk, they're like, you've been in the military.
So she talks about being in the army.
As soon as they see that she was in the army for 9 years.
Yeah. Yeah, she went to Desert Storm, I think, right?
I'm just imagining Kimbali being in your platoon.
That's why she's so.
You guys,
This woman's a walking contradiction, in that she's done really great things, like almost feeling empowering things, but yet she has no self-confidence in herself.
do you think Kuwait is really hot?
Wow. Well, it is hot. It is humid here. I did not expect that. No, but
You guys, you want to go to the green zone tonight?
oh my God, we need to not get in that. We thank her for her son.
I know, but it's just imagining Kimberly being in
I
my
know.
platoon.
I know.
So she does see. Farouk says, "Gradually, I'm understanding you, and I see you as one of us." And
I think Kimberly did the same job that Farouk did in the army. She did the same job as well. And so that's where he said, like, when someone's this is their family that you just automatically have.
Now you should know that Mama Usman is not done.
Oh no, she's like, this is great. And Kimberly's going, this is going good. This is going good. And she says, but marrying a young girl is still good.
I have a friend who has a daughter. You need to visit her
she says,
while you are here.
We have a girl at home who is a paternal cousin.
That's it, a paternal cousin.
Not only a younger girl, a cousin at home. And Usman's face just went,
well played, mommy.
And he tells Kimberly, and Kimberly goes, I can't do that. I can't do that.
And then she says, this is something interesting. She's like, I think she's doing this to test me, to see if I'll let him go.
Yes.
Which, boy, that's a thought of desperation.
And it is. It is.
Yeah.
But it's also what she needs to hang on to this.
Yeah.
Because then that's not about her. It's about she's testing her love for him, not her as an older woman or as American or whatever.
And then there's this moment where he says, I think you need to see her while you're here. And she's like, so maybe we go see that. And she's like, no, I don't think that you should not see this woman while we're here.
She's like, not while I'm
and
here.
I went, please go see this woman while we're here. Please.
And I'm like, the deal is, Kimberly's playing this all wrong.
No.
Keep your enemies closer.
Terrible.
You should say, yes, let's go meet that woman while I'm here.
She is the most ridiculously reactive person.
Reactive, that's a great word for it.
I can't imagine dealing with this person in real life.
It would be like dealing with you on a sugar high. Very
What are you
reactive.
talking about?
Very reactive. Okay.
I'm about to bite you.
All right. I'm going to go let you just gnaw on a piece of wood, and we're going to go to a commercial break. He just poured another bag of M&Ms in his mouth, y'all, because at this point, the addict's up going, and I need him to finish strong and do this show. So I had to sugar him up again. It's like I'm working with fucking Judy Garland over here in London. And now you're fanning yourself. It's not hot in here. It's not hot at all, Poodle.
We're both talented.
I think she's more.
I just said we're both talented. I didn't say one was more talented than the other.
You know what, though? You're pretty talented, though. I'll give you that.
Oh.
No, I mean, like,
I'm going to cry.
You're pretty talented.
Emotionally.
You don't have the voice, Judy Garland, but who does? 1 in a million people have that voice.
I would never pretend to have the say.
But you have just as much musicality.
I'm going to cry.
I would say that.
Thank you.
But it's tempered by you're a bitch.
All right, do your segment, you bitch.
All right, y'all. If you're watching the Intimate Portrait, you're seeing that I'm wearing my Love Lot Leslie shirt, my Leslie Jordan shirt. As you know, if you don't remember Leslie Jordan, he
where have you been?
I feel like y'all. He's just us. Well, he's me when I'm 60. I mean, he's so our brand.
He was just such a comedic. He didn't even feel. This is weird to say. He didn't even feel human sometimes. He felt like a different kind of person. are a different type of like race, like an elf.
Yeah, because he was very short. And when we say short, y'all.
Well, he used to come into the bookstore. Did I ever tell you?
Yeah, you did tell me that.
He used to come in all the time because he lived down the street. And Steven, you met Steven, who used to work with dark personality for a while.
Yeah.
But they used to go to the same AA meetings.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was very upfront about his time in recovery.
Yeah. He was.
And he would say...
But you always had a pleasant experience in this store, right?
Oh, it was lovely. So lovely. But Steven would say, he would tell stories that, because in his voice, they would say like the saddest types of like alcohol-induced stories. But he's like, but even in his voice, they sounded so funny.
And then that guy put a butt plug up my butt and fed me alcohol.
And then I decided I was never gonna drink again.
And he died.
Anyway, but he was nothing but lovely.
Yeah, I think you never worked with him on anything, right? No, I don't, because he was kind of like a West Hollywood staple. Like
he
everybody
was.
Knew, he moved out to LA at a very young age.
He did a benefit at Celebration that I worked in. He was
which is a gay and lesbian,
lovely.
which is a theater designated for LGBTQ queer works.
He could never hide being gay when he moved out here.
Same. And
I don't know. I butchered it up pretty good.
And I have a lot of
That's
respect
not
for him
true.
because he got good roles, but he played a lot of just like it doesn't happen as much, but what a lot of queer people got is just the token gay.
Yeah.
And that's the work he got, and that's the work
bitchy,
he took.
because he was very short, very bitchy gay assistant.
Which ironically, he did bitchy okay, but he was so not bitchy.
Right.
It wasn't as funny
not at all.
as when he yeah, and I was first introduced to him. A lot of you saw him on Will and Grace, which Karen Walker, and
that was his star making.
That was his star making. If you haven't looked, every single cast member has a funny. Sean Hayes, Megan Mullally.
Mullally's
Eric
post
McCormick,
made me cry.
It was a very sweet post that she did. Cheyenne Jackson, he's on that show Call Me Kat.
Yep.
He had a good post, and honestly, I don't talk about this but basically the casting director of Modern Family is on Call Me Kat. I've been called into that show now like 6 times to audition for different. So I always get excited. Like twice, it was a scene with Leslie in it, and honestly, the only reason I wanted the role was just to actually meet him and like get to work with him. And so, because it'd be a little hard to look at Swoosie Kurtz right now because golly, she had bad work. It's bad work.
Yeah, I know.
It's bad work. But I would still love to meet her. But anyway, but what reason why we're going to do a watch chat, we're going to do about this movie Sordid Lives. I won't talk too long about it, but basically Sordid Lives was a big deal in that. It's a big deal for gay people, I think, in the South.
Del Shore's work in general.
Well, that's true. Southern Baptist
Sissies was the first.
Yeah, that's a play. He was a playwright. He
is a playwright. And it examined not just
he's from Texas,
gay life, but how growing up gay in Texas / the South, how it felt like a fabled existence.
Yeah.
And so much resembled a lot of our family and a lot of our family's response to life and dealing with generational trauma.
Yeah.
I think taking that in, that's what I always took from that work. I saw Southern Baptist Sissies at Celebration Theater. Have you ever read that play? You need to.
I wanted to go, and I never went.
He was in that too.
Yeah, he was. Because he was in the play, and then of Sordid Lives, and then he was in the movie.
But, yeah.
Did you see Sordid Lives when you were in Dallas? Or
Never
when
did.
It came out? So I went, I was a junior at North Texas, and there was like, I mean, you were there but there weren't, oddly enough, a lot of queer people that were out when we were in college. Like, I was outed when I went to a summer festival, and I told one person, a gay guy, I was gay, and he ended up telling everybody in this little summer festival thing in Colorado. And so I woke up, and everybody knew I was gay. And so...
the moral of the story is, don't tell a string player.
Exactly. He was a violist. Fucking violist. Just a bitch. Bitch. And so... But But I had friends, but I felt very alone in college as far as a queer person, because the only gay people I knew at the time, I didn't have a lot of confidence. The only gay people I knew at the time, either there was one guy who was like, he was a guy from like Brownsville.
Yeah. You should say this was early 2000s.
This was
Late 90s,
99, 2000,
early 2000s,
at 2000, I think.
Yeah.
This was 2000 because I grew 2001, and because you think about it, Will and Grace just came out 3 years before,
right?
And I'm still in college, where people back in the day,
and this was North Texas.
Yes, and people, even though it's a huge music school, so you think a lot of progressive, but a lot of people that were from Texas, and so they would say, "Did you ever get? Are you a Will or a Will or a Jack?"
Oh yes,
we would get that. People putting us in these binaries.
I'm a Grace.
You're a Karen.
I'm a Karen. Actually,
you're a Karen. You're a Karen. So anyway, that's a little bit of the context, but so I didn't really fit in, and I was doing opera, and I really didn't love the opera department. I was having trouble with the voice teacher. I had a very homophobic voice teacher. Like when I did come out, like we had this thing called departmental where you had to sing in front of the entire voice faculty, and he made me sing that Roger Quilter song, "Blow, Blow, Ye Winter Wind," and he snickered the entire time because it was like a blowjob. Like I had to sing this in front of like 1,000 people, and just real, and nobody at the time, because other people didn't know how to react, but no one even said, like, I think one person, Sissy Alyssa, who's still a good friend, said, like, "That's fucking shitty. I'm so sorry." But nobody else really acknowledged that. So I just kind of had to like grin and bear it. And then I decided to switch my major to musical theater because they did a musical theater program. And so I got in the costume department with Barbara Cox, who you know, epic. That woman was.
You know, this is a woman who wore kitty sweaters and before it was even in.
Ooh, she had so many cats. But but in that, I met this man. His name was Daryl Clement.
Oh, yes.
Did you know Daryl?
Yes.
You did?
In the theater department. He was still there when I was there.
Oh, he was. So now he's a band instructor, I believe. He was originally from New Orleans.
Yep.
But he was like the first time in my life I had a gay figure who was older, who had lived just a long life of being out, who started in...
I did a show with him.
Oh, what did y'all do?
Mattress, I believe.
Did he do the costumes for that?
Yes.
He thought he was going into costume, but then actually he went in and was like a band instructor.
No, he was helping Barbara.
Yeah, and because he was really good at costuming, and that's where we became friends. And it was the first time, like, because you and I weren't friends at North Texas. We met afterwards at camp.
I
was undergrad. You were grad school.
And I came about 3 years after you were there.
No, you were there when I was there.
No, I'm saying I shouldn't say that. 3 years after you went to school.
Oh yeah. Yes. And I think you were still doing mainly stuff. We both kind of did the same thing, where we were doing a lot of stuff in the classical music.
Yeah, I was.
And
doing
then we realized that
more.
was bullshit,
Yeah.
and we did stuff more with the theater because it was fun.
The theater department paid me.
Yeah, and they were fun. It was more fun.
It was the money, though.
But you got into theater after I was gone.
Yes.
And graduated. But Daryl, like, he had a partner at the time, and like he would invite me to their house for dinner, and it was just, and he was like the first gay person that ever talked to me like about Mama's Family and watching that show. So just like a shared history or history with someone.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway, he lived in...
I had a couple other people who were earlier in my life who were similar to that, but I can understand how that
I didn't have
been.
anybody. And then later I had my boss stand. But he lived in Highland Village, which is like by Cedar Springs, one of like the rich gay areas of Dallas.
So you actually looked and say, oh, a gay person can have a life and they can be happy and they can be successful.
Yeah. And so, and not like, go to hell and all this shit. And so, anyway, he said, "Girl, there's this movie I've seen." He said, "You've got to go see this movie because this is your life." And I went, "Really?" So the first time I saw Assorted Lives was in that little Highland Theater, movie theater. And it was just a room full of gay men and lesbians, basically the entire audience. And it was packed. And I'm not going to go into the movie. That's for the watching chat. I'll talk about that but I saw this movie, and in the movie, the premise of the movie is a guy who lives in LA who's an actor, and he moves back home because his
He
grand
doesn't move. He visits for
or he
the
visits
funeral.
back home because his grandma Peggy
Yeah.
is killed because she was having an affair with this man G.W. Nethercott, and she tripped over one of his leg. He's an amputee leg. He has his legs amputated.
He's an amputee.
So he's amputee. Thank you. She trips over one of his legs at a seedy motel and hits her head on the sink and dies.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler. That's how the movie opens.
It's dark humor.
So he
Very-
moves back, and it's all about him dealing with his family that don't know he's out. And my family didn't know I was out
the
either.
mom does.
Well, she doesn't accept it.
Right.
She does.
The parts that people, the family know, but they don't really talk about
It's
it.
like there's a couple of they don't talk about it. So, and Leslie Jordan plays his gay uncle who came out. But this happened, y'all. I knew people, distant people, this happened to in Oklahoma and North Texas. He came out like earlier, like in the 50s, and was sent to a mental institution. And that's where he still was. And y'all think that didn't happen. It fucking did. And like you talked about, generational trauma. So that's the premise of the movie. But I saw this movie, and people were watching me watch the movie because I was having such like a visceral reaction to it.
Never stop talking about it.
I laughed and laughed and laughed. And then after the movie ended, it was the weirdest thing. It was the only time in my life I laughed and cried at the same time because suddenly I went, oh, there's watching Leslie, but also that family as a queer person, but also as an actor, wanting to be an actor. I went, that's the type of actor I want to be.
Yeah.
So it's always the biggest compliment when people say to me, you remind me of Leslie Jordan or something like, because he's always kind of like been a mentor to me, even though I didn't know him. So that's my Leslie Jordan story. Do you need more sugar? Are you going down?
I'm fine.
Okay. Anyway, if you don't know
How
him,
dare you?
follow him on Instagram. That's where he also became really famous on Instagram
during the pandemic.
and TikTok and you hunker downers. So we're very sad. He
How
passed
y'all
away.
doing?
But there is something
What you doing?
I will say, what a beautiful thing for someone who we know what it's like to be at something for years and years and years and finally I don't want to die right now, but I thought if something happened to me, how great would it be to at least know I went out when I was on a high in my life and touching people.
Yeah.
And I finally got to what I wanted.
And I think that's what he always wanted. He had that light where he was, you could tell, because there's sometimes you meet people who, we meet people in the industry, and either it's not that they're not they're doing it to be a storyteller. They enjoy what they're doing, but at the end of the day, they go home, they put it on the shelf and say no. Leslie Jordan was him.
That was him.
What you were seeing was him.
Yeah.
And he wanted to make people laugh. He wanted to make people happy.
Yeah.
And you could just tell every time you met him.
Yeah.
Very open person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So rest in power.
Rest
Leslie.
in power, Leslie Jordan.
As I said on Twitter, he was short in stature but endlessly tall in joy, just joy. Anyway. All right.
I'll still never forget the line, Karen Walker, I knew I smelled gin and regret.
That's why you're Karen. Anyway.
That's my perfume. Poodle's perfumes, gin and regret.
If you didn't hate fragrances and it would give you a headache to test them, that's a good idea.
It would give me a headache. I don't like cologne unless it's rubbed off from me in a sexual encounter.
Boop.
I did sleep with a guy, and
Oh no. We just had a beautiful.
I can't believe I'm telling this story.
We just had a beautiful moment.
And I said, I gotta know what's your cologne that I smell on me? And he gave me the name of his cologne. I said, I actually like it. I don't like any cologne.
Did you buy it?
No. I was just
cologne was
cementing the
it?
fact. I don't know. I barely listened after that.
Was that just your way to get him back to come over and fuck you?
So Angela and Michael.
Golly, you're transparent as wax paper.
I did, but I did say I don't mind this cologne.
Well, good.
I'll tell you exactly what it was.
All right, I'm going to talk about Angela Michael.
He's under my phone under guy I fucked last Tuesday.
There you go.
You don't ever write down their names.
You don't. Y'all, this is what I'm saying. This is what I said before. Angela wakes up and I went, she's got fuck me hair. Her hair is everywhere.
Oh, I just thought this was a wig that was laying in the bed. Like a really desiccated blonde wig. I thought someone just left a dirty blonde wig in the bed.
Wow.
That's what it looked like.
Wow.
Like someone had murdered someone and the blonde wig was all that was left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So she wakes up and she calls Renee, and sure enough, Michael's there. And I wrote
Santal Lalabo.
Lalabo.
Yeah.
It's Santal. Is that what you're going to say?
He's from Canada. Lalabo.
Lalabo.
And the version he uses is called Santal number 33.
Oh. Santal. I feel like I've heard of that. Lalabo.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. If you want to fuck Poodle at a live show, that's what you need to wear.
Wow. I didn't hate it, and I hate most cologne, y'all. I bristle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm finding a new one right now. I'm in a self
My daddy
journey,
prefers me not to wear anything.
Yeah, I got to find a new cologne. I'm in a journey.
I don't let you wear it.
Well, I wear it
Around
all the
me.
time when I'm not around you. No, I do, but you don't like it, so I don't mind it. I just don't wear it when I'm around you. You're allergic to it. Why would I wear it around you?
It just makes my throat close up.
Yeah, that's why I don't mind.
His didn't bother me.
Well, I don't want to wear the cologne of somebody that dicks you down. But
Natural,
thanks.
no, that won't be an issue.
Yeah,
natural cologne doesn't bother me, but it makes my throat swell up. Angela and Michael, I just want to say, y'all, things were moving. We as of last week, we were 9 episodes into a season where we were coming to loggerheads with this couple, and I thought, okay, this is not going to. Maybe this is the film crew is there as more of a documentary crew that they're going to show. They're showing us the really ugly side of Angela's almost obsession with making Michael only hers and no one else's. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is a kind of a cautionary tale for people to see how people can get super abusive like this. Mm-hmm. As soon as she slept with him, which we wake up with that, I'm like, nope, it's the same old toxic. Will they or won't they? We're on again, off again. They're both participants in this.
They are. And I actually thought in my head, what if the genders were reversed?
Yep.
Would I think differently? Because obviously I think we're more, hopefully, we don't want to see women taken advantage of. But we do see that. Mm-hmm. We see it with Ed and Liz. Mm-hmm. And
Boy, I flipped forward through everything, but this season is so hard to watch.
So I just want to say this. A lot of people come for... I'm not defending Angela. She's abusive.
We've stopped doing that.
But she is abusive. But Michael's not a victim in this at this point. Like, he knows what he's agreeing to. And not even agreeing. Like I said before, he's becoming savvy. He wants to make money from this.
What happens is we see him lie to her so he'll sleep. Now, y'all, I'm not above telling a white lie, as Michael says, a lie of love so that you can sleep with someone.
A lie of love. But I think I realized I'm watching this. I went, he's been playing dumb, I think, all along.
100%.
I think he is way smart. He just knows I need to play this kind of bumbling character.
Well,
I'm not coming for him. I'm just telling what it is.
I totally agree. I don't want to be that person who says, well, obviously all this is fake because of this. But what's happening here is you can see how it's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, I don't actually think it's fake.
No.
I think this is just how their relationship is, and they both are active participants in it. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And so Is
it appetizing? Is it gross? Yes.
Yes. Is it still have moments that feel really abusive.
Yes.
Very much so. But
y'all, they fucked. Last night.
They fucked. She's happy. But
for one moment.
She's
She's only happy when she's freshly fucked. Why does that sound familiar?
Exactly. Exactly. But later,
I'm only happy when I'm fucked.
Yeah. That's the truth. Sing that. So later on, they leave the hotel, and he tells her, like, he's like, basically said, I'm not going to take it down, because he said, I just did that.
You
to put her in the
lied to
bed.
me to get in my pants.
Because he tells her, he's like, Angela, he said he wants them to have a double income. Now, it actually is not her anger or sometimes physical that scares me. What grosses me out about Angela is that she doesn't understand that he wants to make a second income and make his own money, and she wants to control him with money. That actually what is the most insidious thing to me, period. It's so fucking gross. You could argue that Jenny is wanting to do the same thing to Sumit.
Yep. I want to bring up one last thing when Michael said, guess who got lucky last night? And he wants to say this guy, but he messes it up and says myself.
Myself. Yeah, there was and he said Angela's sexy now, and she said, Michael, you're getting a boner on camera.
You can see my coochie now.
Yeah, well, she literally said, when we fuck, you can see my coochie now. And I went, I don't ever want to see that image.
And they say, you can't bite my boobies. They're going to pop if you pop off the plastic because they're fake.
Yeah.
But he basically says, I don't mean to take down my Instagram because I want us to have a double income. And for her, it's never going to be enough that, because it really is, there's some trauma she's reenacting from her past, and we can still, she's still culpable for it, but she doesn't, the trust isn't there. And so she can't let him work for that reason. No. It's horrible.
Yep.
But she says, this was your masterpiece. Lying to me like this because you got my pants.
Yeah.
She said, actions speak bigger than words.
He said, a lie of love.
A lie of love.
And so they start yelling. She's, again, here we go again. He sees Renee, and because Michael packs up his stuff, is going to leave. And
Renee's just carrying around a martini at that hotel.
Wouldn't you?
She's living the best
Wouldn't
life.
you?
I would.
And he says, don't do this. She said, and Renee actually says, I see wrong in him and I see wrong in her.
They don't communicate.
And she said, they need to learn how to communicate. And she even says, she doesn't have control, and it's driving her crazy. Like, Renee knows what this is all about.
No, she's down it.
So she said, let's cool down. And Michael says, I don't know. And he ends up going with her.
Well, what's interesting is the last thing Michael says is, I'm putting my foot down. Angela will have to be okay with my social media. We'll have to be okay with this compromise. So, who knows?
If he wants his social media for
social media
to do Instagram and make money, couldn't Angela just check it?
Well,
couldn't Angela just have the login?
That would solve a lot of problems, wouldn't it? Well, my thing with this is,
I don't think she should, but if you want that,
could the social media could it be in a way? Could it be done in a way that's more of a professional social media?
Yeah,
that's less of Michael doing dances.
No, that's what he wants to make money from.
Yeah, that's the.
I when Angela says he's clueless on how to make money from this, I agree.
Me too. If you've seen Michael's Instagram,
well, now it's private and there's only like 4 posts.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so 100% agree. So there's nothing that I really want to follow in his Instagram. And you yawned. Y'all, it's a good thing we're about to end. Y'all, that's the show. So, y'all, we'll see you.
I need more M&Ms.
Get in the Facebook group and see the post about the Watch and Chat this
Oh,
Saturday.
it's still light outside.
At 5 p.m. Pacific time. Also, get your tickets for Kate Casey, Nikki Levy. And if you are in the Los Angeles tonight around 9 o'clock and you just hear, beware because someone is out prowling. Piano Cat is prowling.
If you respect your own safety, I'd get indoors.
Yeah. And then it's like that movie I said, this is a town that dreaded sundown now. Wow, that went dark.
You're going to come with bite marks on your neck.
All right, everybody. That's the show. She's having a common fit
fine.
now because your reflux is kicking up because all that. You're a fucking hot mess. We're going to go. Y'all, we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Y'all.
No, I got it. Yes. And
riveting.
if you need to tell someone, sit down, please. If you forget to say please after when you give someone an order,
Then you can call us.
you can call us.